Holy guacamole, Batman. It is Monday, Monday Market 15, the 15-minute show. It takes 30, maybe less today. I don't know. Who knows? It's an adventure, especially with my co-host every single day, every single hour, every single minute, every single second. My co-host, the wonderful, the almighty, the one and only, Miss Ashley, will wonder where she's at, Miller.
If you guys can see me, if you can hear me and see me.
Yeah, I can hear you and see you, and everybody else can.
You said Monday Market 15 because it's probably about, well, it might be 20 because it's about 20 degrees out here.
Where are you at currently, Miss Miller? We're having some kind of weird technical stuff here today. Uh-oh. Where you at? You look cute in your little hat there, by the way.
Sholo, Arizona, where a lot of my family's from.
Sholo.
Riding Sholo.
Yeah, you're also got a poor connection, so we're gonna try to hold on as much as we can. But we're here on a Monday talking about the Phoenix housing market. As you can see, we're a little bit different format today. Ashley's not in studio, but she's out in Sholo, Arizona, embracing what it is to be an Arizonan. You can come down to the heat, or you can escape out to the cold, whatever you want. We got all climates, all natures, everything else. So and you can wear cute hats when you go up to Sholo, right? And your leopard skin tights too. It's very cute. Oh boy! And you're sitting on a bucket, right?
No, I'm actually sitting on the ground. My bucket is a tripod for this.
Oh boy! So we come at you every week talking about the Phoenix housing market, and this week is no different. We're just at different platforms, and Ashley's just a little occupied. She's with family, and which was where she should be, but with some of the video, audio stuff today, we had to kind of play it by ear. So that's why you're kind of seeing her so big. She is monstrous today, and I'm so tiny.
Why do I look so big?
Well, you can only see this part. Everybody else can see. You'll see the video later. But anyway, we're not here. We're not here to talk about the video quality, but we're here to talk about something substantive regarding the Phoenix housing market. What do you got today, Miss Miller?
So a huge thing, and I'm gonna go back to like Riding Sholo. We're in one of my hometowns. And if you can hear me clearly, Paradise Valley Mall, I grew up there. Metro Center Mall, grew up there. Yeah. What's happening to those two places in Arizona? They tore them down. So a little bit of the conversation like I'm looking into is how are they taking these commercial buildings and now they're converting them into office spaces with apartment living on top. Kind of like a Kierland, kind of like a Scottsdale Quarter. I'm a little butthurt. I'm not going to lie that they're taking away our hometown shopping centers, but there's a reason. And that's one of the things we're going to discuss.
Well, you're kind of old school that way. I mean, you come up from that era where shopping malls were kind of the thing to go to, you know. Now it's the metaverse. There is no leaving the house anymore. There's no engaging with other people. It's you're engaging with avatars today, which is, you know, a far concept for us old people.
It is, and unfortunately, right now, there's a 40%. It's a 40% conversion. So with all these big shopping malls and buildings, you know, like right now, you're working out of a WeWorks or it's not WeWorks. It's called
Workuity.
Correct me, Workuity. Workuity, where they're allowing people to work in an outside space. And what's happening with these commercial buildings is they're noticing that during the pandemic that people are working less and less from a WeWorks or a workspace. They're starting to work from home. So what's happening now? developers are buying these shopping malls and these big spaces that are lacking because people, what, they stopped shopping,
Yeah.
they stopped going to work, they stopped doing all these things. They're flatlining them, they're rebuilding, and they're creating a residential building for people to work, live, and do all the things that's happened with the pandemic, which we didn't expect. You guys, like, we did not expect this. This is they put us through I'm going to use my vocabulary, through a tornado.
Yeah, and
So,
I'm putting up the article now. You can't see it, but I'm putting it up for everybody again. Basically, there's a whole kind of wave to move over just sitting commercial space that's just not going anywhere, doing anything, into more kind of apartment style or rental, residential rental facilities. Other than just getting, just sitting there wasting away. Some of these shopping malls aren't being utilized like they were before, and I think we saw that with Fiesta Mall. It was one of the big ones I came across. Fiesta Mall
yeah.
Fiesta Mall's been a ghost town for years, and I had heard that they're going to convert that into an Amazon distribution center, but I don't know. It's just still sitting there, and it's just really prime real estate. I mean, it's a real good location that's just sitting there, and that part of Mesa has always been trying to renovate itself or come up, and be a little bit more kind of student oriented, but it hasn't made it yet. It's kind of sad, but a lot of these other places are converting over to apartment living, and they were doing that pre-pandemic already, but now it's just kind of this push because it's just sitting there, especially more now.
well, I love that you brought the Amazon thing up because during the pandemic, we ordered a lot of stuff on Amazon, and then
Yeah.
most recently, I use Amazon for everything. I always thought Amazon, this is a side note, would be like the best prices. It's not necessarily, but it's convenient. So
Yeah.
what are people looking for? We're looking for convenience. So as these commercial properties are no longer able, or let me backtrack, as these stores are no longer able to pay their rent
Yeah.
and uh, for the commercial properties, now these developers are coming in, they're buying that, and they're redeveloping. I mean, they're redeveloping. This sounds juvenile, what I'm saying. They're recreating an entire different. It reminds me of New York, right?
Yeah.
So when you go to New York, if you've been or you haven't been, you shop here, you live here, right? So actually, I have a stat written down, which I was really shocked by this. So Philadelphia and Washington were the first two states to start doing the conversions in
Oh yeah.
2020. But here's and in the next fact, you're not going to be shocked by one of them. LA.
I'm shocked.
LA.
I'm
Of course
shocked.
LA is going to do that. So the next one, Cleveland, Ohio.
Are you saying
That is where my mother was born.
are you saying
Cleveland, Ohio.
are you saying we should move to Cleveland? Is that what you're kind of indicating?
Hell no.
Well, the Californians, right? The people that are coming in Arizona, they should kind of lean towards Ohio. No.
And Cleveland are going to be
Oh boy.
Philadelphia and Washington were on that trajectory for 2020.
Yeah.
LA and Cleveland are supposed to be on like the 2023 as the next quote unquote wiping out commercial buildings and building residential and then shopping on top of it. I was shocked by Cleveland. LA got it.
Well, and again, we talked about that, weeks before, where they're integrating a lot of that. So if you are from Gilbert, in the Gilbert area, you see over there in Agritopia, they're building that quasi commercial / residential, commercial on bottom, residential on top. It's that work from home, but live in your workspace area. I don't know. I don't know what the key term is, but they're really emphasizing, kind of that. Not too distant from your home aspect, walk down to your neighborhood market and come back. I mean, there's some appeal there, but at the same time, they're converting all these more into what my concern is the amount of rentals that are coming up. There's no home ownership. We're kind of stepping away from the true idea of owning a home and owning your first investment, which Ashley totes about every single time we get on here.
I do. One of the things that I had read that a lot of these investors are saying is they're trying to make these commercial buildings or offices feel more like home, which I'm in my hometown. You're at your office home, and your office, it feels like home. Like, it's so comforting being there.
Oh, thank you.
And you're very lucky to have that space to work out of.
Yeah.
Like it does feel very comforting at home. But unfortunately, with the bullish market and how this is the trajectory of the future with these commercial buildings, people are shopping less, they're ordering more. And how are these developers going to capitalize on it? And I'm reiterating myself, but developers are now realizing, hey, people are working from home. Either we can sell and create a building where they can work and live downstairs, and all they have to do is it's New York all over again, and then they can get on the elevator and go upstairs to their own home.
Yeah.
And this is a side note, people are having kids at different ages now. There's a lot of entrepreneurs and workers that are about our age in like their late 30s, early 40s who don't have kids yet.
Yeah.
So work from home life where where the building is, your business is down here and you get an elevator and you go upstairs and you work. There's a small separation. So you're at home more with your wife or your partner or whatever you want to do because you don't have children or a family to take care of.
Well, and that's a
And
nice
this is not
part.
demising a family thing. It's making a statement of how our future is moving forward.
Well, and I think that plays into why we have some employment issues today. I mean, it really shows that people don't want to travel too far from where they live. I think for about a year and a half there, it was really nice to end work at 5 o'clock and then be home, not in rush hour traffic, not stuck in there. I would plan my day around traffic. I would
Yeah.
plan like, hey, I'm not going to leave the office till 6:30 because it doesn't make sense if I leave at 5. Because it's going
So
to end
I
up.
like what you
I mean, but again, it's just these challenges kind of surfaced and really brought to light that we want to be home. We want to be not too far from home, or just a short distance from where we're living because we want to engage with life again. And I think, despite the challenges of what the virus brought, it brought us this whole idea of connecting back with our families and our living situation, actually enjoying life rather than just going through it and working your whole life and traveling because cutting 2.5 hours out of your day just to get to work really sucks.
why do you think I'm here freezing my butt off? But what I like to call it, I call it our physical footprint.
No.
Our physical footprint is where are we physically and where are we doing our business. So our physical footprint is like I'm still working. Like if I could do a 360 right now, like I see skies and
Well, you
mountains
can.
and trees, and I mean I know I can help it. I
uh,
like skies and like there's just
uh,
mountains and houses and
yeah, never
I
mind.
mean there's
Looks
not
looks
much.
it looks too cold. I'm enjoying the 70 degrees down here. So
It's cold. No, it's cold. Um, one of the things I wanted to bring up, which I thought was very interesting, is so the conversion like currently right now is 20,100. So 20,100
what is
of
that? What
conversions.
what?
We're
Oh, that.
anticipating so a conversion from these commercial properties that are converting to residential.
Yeah.
In the next coming year for 2022, it's going to grow to 32,000 properties. So going from 20,000, meaning commercial buildings here, residential here. So
Yeah.
we're anticipating over a 12,000 increase of commercial properties here to residential here. So there's going to be 12,000 more properties that are going to come into fruition. And that's just a small number that now, I mean, like a
Well,
Scottsdale, like again, the people who are listening who are outside of state, but from having a lot of people live that way. A lot of East Coasters live that way where there's shopping down here and you live above and you get an elevator and you park in an underground
yeah.
garage.
Well, does it differentiate between like units versus properties? Because there could be 20 units in a property. Does it give that distinction? I mean, obviously there is an increase that's coming, but at the same time we want to be aware of like how many units that are, and that really just highlights to me just a diminishing idea of your home and investment that you're going and renting. It really kind of sucks that people aren't going to have that sense of home ownership. I think in the next few years because of investment properties and these rental properties that keep coming on market.
I concur. So the understanding between the conversion between
Yeah.
commercial and residential, and I mean, to me, this is just me being personal. Like I love my house. I love that I'm in a corner lot. I love that I have a pool. Like I own it. It's mine.
Yeah.
So you still own a commercial, or you still own a residential property on top of commercial. So you still have home ownership. But what do you really own? So
Yeah.
I'm not an advocate of people buying these properties. I think it's great if that's your lifestyle.
Yeah.
But to me, for longevity, I mean, we always talk about this. 83% of your retirement comes from your home equity. Are you truly going to get home equity on buying something that's a new fad? To me, this is a fad. Or is it not? I don't know
Well,
because
yeah. We won't really see again. I think true home ownership until our wage increases, until we have more stable employment. Because like right now, the median income does not match or mirror anything close or relatively close to owning a home. When we're looking at, I think the last time I checked, 56,000 a year was the median household income, which that could afford you. But I mean that, well, yeah, I mean that could afford you about a $250,000 to $300,000 house, which is not realistic today. I think if there's anything under 300,000 in this market, it's basically a shithole. I mean, to be frank and honest, there's really not a whole lot there, and that's single family. I mean, and what I mean by that is just a lot of repairs that really a new homeowner really shouldn't take on by themselves, just because there's a lot to it. I mean, when you go from renting to purchasing, there's a lot more maintenance and a lot of things you have to kind of keep in mind and set aside money for. But that's just not this realistic in this market right now.
right,
So,
it's not. So it's about convenience, in my opinion. So I'm getting calm denying it. It's about convenience. So with my oldest son, convenience would be the fact that I like having land. And so there's an old country song we talked about this before. You can buy dirt. Guess what? Dirt doesn't go away. You can always buy land.
yeah,
Land is not going to go away. So when you're buying a space that goes from commercial to residential, you're just buying this box. You're buying a box. It's okay if
yeah,
that's your lifestyle. But to me, like, I want land. I want
yeah.
land. I want dirt. I want to buy an investment. I want a future. So it's all relative. So if you are that person that just wants to be able to work, live, space, and go to restaurants
Yep.
and no kids and live that kind of like New York East Coast lifestyle, heck yeah, do all day long. But if you're going to build a family and a future and equity and have longevity and leave a legacy, buy dirt. Call Robert. He can help you buy dirt.
We can buy dirt. So I mean,
Like, there's dirt everywhere.
land is a viable option. It does require you obviously purchasing a home and putting it on there or finding a contractor that will. So there's different things that you can do to kind of preserve your long-term wealth. Land could be one of those things, and I've gotten a lot of inquiries regarding land. But as we're coming to the end of the show, Miss, we've focused a lot on on just the investment side of it. So I did want to kind of cover a little bit about what buyers and sellers can do, because really the fight today, the big thing that we're facing today is just competition. We're still in a low supply environment. We have I looked today about a 0.7 month supply. 0.7 months means in just a little over a month we're going to run out of houses if we stop taking listings today. And really this week, this is the key week for supply to come on market. I'm watching the number.
Week in January.
It is the third week of January. So if we don't get a huge spike in supply, we're in for more, competition. We're in for more fighting between prices and other buyers. And I'm already seeing that. I had an open house this Saturday, and I didn't even really announce it. Because it's a coming soon status. When it's a coming soon status, you don't see it on the active market. Only agents really see it. And so I had, I want to say about 15 families that came to that open house, which is a little bit more than normal when it comes to like not even announcing an open house, which is crazy. And so a lot of those people, they're very highly competitive. We got a lot of compliments on the house, but again, it was not announced whatsoever. A large number of people still came and did the open house. So when it comes to competition in this market, there's some things that you can set aside, and Ashley, you can chime in as you hear them. But as a buyer, you have to anticipate that whatever the list price is.
Shucks. I think I might have lost you.
Oh, I can hear you. Uh-oh. Did we lose her? Well, I'll keep going on until we get her back. But if you're a buyer in this market, one of the things that you can do. Oh, I can hear. One of the things you can do as a buyer in this market is anticipate that you're going to pay more than asking price. So if you see a house for $350,000, anticipate that you're going to be offering more than list price.
I can see your face, but I cannot hear the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Oh boy. I was on a rant, Miss Miller.
Oh, I see you now. Okay,
Oh, boy.
you paused for a minute. I'm like, I can see your face, but I can't hear the words that are coming out of your mouth.
It is not me. It is actually poor connection. So as you're in this market, I'm going to go ahead and put the numbers up here real quick. But we've talked about this before. If you're in that middle range market, the 300 to 500 market, and you qualify for 350,000, I would anticipate putting in about 10,000 over asking. That's just right now normal. And unfortunately, it is normal. So whatever your down payment is, add another 10 grand to that.
This is the new normal. Unfortunately.
For now anyway, and in the next, and I'm anticipating the next 3 months, it's going to be like that, just because of the supply. I've showed that chart a million times where, we've had when we don't get a huge spike in supply the third week of February, we're going to look into in a very aggressive market, and that's just the way it is right now. So and the thing is, and I think Ashley would agree, is have an agent run comps for you. Know what you're getting into. If you're offering 10,000 above, make sure that house isn't already 20, 40,000 above the comps, because then that money is going to typically come out of your pocket, because the sellers have the edge right now. Just sellers are the top. Right? Ms. Miller?
I can only hear half the things you're saying, but I'm still laughing because your laugh makes me laugh.
Oh boy. So anyway,
I know.
So
we're running out. We're running
out of steam. But maybe we'll wrap up a little bit.
We're running on the internet. I feel like Sholo only has like a little bit of internet. Like, oh, it's like 2:00. Everyone has to take a siesta right now.
Oh boy. We got you back. So, and again, when you're in this market, just have your agent or call me, whatever. We'll run numbers and see where you're at as far as your ability to purchase that house. If you don't have a good down payment and a little bit over, it may not be the market for you. The other part too is we're going back and forth on Miss Miller over there.
I don't know if I'm frozen or not.
No, you're good. So another thing that you can do, and I think Ashley knows this too, is contact the listing agent, and your agent really, if you question who your agent is, or if you're concerned about their approach, that's definitely reflective on how they're going to approach another agent. I've had good rapport with good agents, and I make sure that I do in whatever capacity I can. I try to have if I'm representing the buyer, contact the listing agent and really start a good footing or foundation in that relationship, because they're the ones that decide who they pick. They don't talk to you. They don't know your situation. They only talk to the seller. But if they have a good relationship with your agent, then that really kind of plays into. And I've had a number of successes just in contacting the agent, following up, being absolutely interested in the property, and doing whatever I can to communicate with that other agent. So rapport really has something to do with the other agent. Anything else you can get buyers?
Relationships is huge. It's and we talk about this all the time, but if we want to get granular, which we always do, but relationships, like relationship, like how do we put this on repeat? You have to have a solid relationship with somebody like and trust. Like from church yesterday, it's like them, you like them, you trust them, you commit, and then you have that actual true relationship with them. So if all your pillars don't match up, it's kind of like a soundboard. You and I use a soundboard in the studio. It's a soundboard. If your soundboard and all those high pillars don't line up, it just is not right. So making sure you have the know, like, trust, commit, and then the physical commitment to it. Like, are they committed to take you out? Are they committed to that? Like, make sure you're balanced. And I feel like if there's so much balance to be had, we sometimes miss it when our emotions get too involved in any relationship.
Yeah, and in this industry, and Ashley knows too, that it's a people oriented industry. It's people connecting with people, and if you're a douchebag or if you're super aggressive, you're going to be rubbing off the wrong way, and really people will not accept your offer just because of how they feel about you. a lot of times, which
Yep.
is shouldn't be the case, but you can't negotiate that, or you can't really tell. But
You can't negotiate feelings unless you're a really great manipulator. They call them car salesmen. I'm just kidding. That was really bad joke.
oh
But
boy. But is there anything else for buyers miss that we can help out in this market? Because it's really hard for buyers right now.
so buyers, take an inventory. Take an inventory. What are your absolute have to haves? What are your wants and what are your needs? So
Yeah.
our needs are simple. Like, I don't need a dishwasher. I have a dishwasher. I don't need it. I never actually even use it. My wants, like, I want certain things and I have to have. So take inventory, because inventory is huge. Once you take inventory and you're very honest with yourself, like honest with yourself. I'm not talking about like being honest with like, oh, I have this, fancy that. No, be honest with yourself and your wants and needs. You will be able to find the perfect property for you and your skills. So if you can clean your own pool, if you can, and there's so many different things, Robert, as you know, like you're handy, like you bought a house and needs some repairs. If there's
I'm working
repairs
on
you
it.
could do, right. Nobody's perfect and we're not going to find the perfect house for us. Know what you're capable of, know what your wants are, know what your needs are, and you acclimate. This is a tricky, tricky market. So
Yeah, if
don't be
you
spicy. Don't be like, don't be overzealous. Just have that. You know what? I'm going to end on this, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. Intuition is our superpower.
peace out on that one. So and I did want to kind of talk about sellers too, because there are things that sellers have to be conscious of. Buyers, I think it's the one of the most challenging periods for a buyer in these last couple of years, and it will continue to be, at least in the short term. With the rates, interest rates rising and the things that are changing in the market, I don't believe they're going to be significant enough for a buyer's market, at least not in the short term. If there was any kind of situation for buyers, it would probably be more closer to June than anything else. But keep an eye on things. I did get a question. When do you have open house and that we can see online? Typically, open houses aren't done online. They are. You can, I guess, if you have an agent that's proactive and they're doing an open house via like a Skype or a Zoom, or if they're doing like a Facebook Live kind of thing, and then they take you around the house. But that's very limiting, and I would contact the agent directly and have them kind of show you that, I guess, if you wanted to come visit an open house online. And there's plenty of videos that you can probably ask the agent or your agent or the listing agent to send you. So that'd be a way to kind of see things. But there's no real format, I guess, or formal format that I'm aware of on an open house online.
Yeah, everyone has their own style and their own way. If you're asking, is there a way to see what online what houses are being held open?
Yeah.
There's a few apps for that, but I feel like that question it's not the same.
Yeah. And then for sellers, the one thing, if you're thinking about selling in this market, you're absolutely making top dollar right now. I don't know how long that's going to last. In the short term, I do see it lasting all the way for the next 3 to 6 months. You're just in that position. As far as getting offers, expect just craziness. So the one thing I tell my clients is expect to be in contract at least 3 to 4 times before the final one hits. And it's unfortunate. People put offers out there. They're just blind offers. They hadn't even seen the house. And so that's my next thing. Make sure that the person that you're accepting has seen the house. Make sure the agent logged in. And then if you question whether or not they've seen the house, just ask them, hey, what did you like the best about it? What part of the house did you like the best? Because again, a lot of people are just making offers to make offers to see what they get. And you'll have agents out there, and I am probably part of that once in a while is you submit like 2 offers to see what happens, if you get one accepted, and it's tough, and you see people
All right,
doing
I love
some
you
odd
guys.
things.
I'm freezing.
We're getting off. So
I'm like curled up in a ball, and I have to pee really bad.
oh my
When
gosh.
you're cold and you're like shivering and you have to pee, like I gotta go.
So I guess we're ending the show.
My last word, and I meant it.
I was finishing up my last thing. Oh my gosh. All right. So I guess we'll end the show there. If you want to tune in, if you want to ask questions regarding what sellers can do, go ahead and put those in the comment section. We'll fill in. But I'm going to sign off because Miss Miller has to pee. So
And we'll add some fun we'll add some fun stats in there.
we'll throw some stuff together. But Ashley Miller, Great American Title, freezing her butt off in Sholo. Robin Morales here, RCO Network. We'll catch you guys next week. Monday Market 15. I don't know. We'll see you guys later.